Wouldn't it be nice if there's just this comprehensive list of everything that you needed to know about American Express, so before you pulled the trigger, you could go and check this list, reference it, make sure you have a full understanding of what to expect with that ecosystem before getting involved in that bank? Well, we've gone ahead and created that list, so let's dive into it. So what I've gone ahead and done is, obviously we've got, a whole playlist of videos. We've got over a 2-hour long video. That's every single video that we ever made. I would say that if you're looking to get into the Amex ecosystem, watch that video. It's got a ton of views for a good reason. Next, we've got the guide that's on the website. That gets into a lot of this nitty gritty and especially talks about the blacklisting and Amex Jail pieces, which I don't get into detail here. But what you're looking at in front of you is a list of everything else that we could find in our community across the internet, and we put it in one place just so that you could reference it easily, okay? So here it is. And again, this is just about everything within the ecosystem. There might be 1 or 2 things missing. If I am missing something, comment below and let me know. All right, let's dive into it. First, they pull Experian and TransUnion. If you're brand new into the Amex ecosystem, they will pull both, okay? After that, every single card that you get with American Express, as of right now, in Q2 of 2023, is a soft pull. And another thing to note is that they will soft pull somewhat old report. It's like either a 60 or 90-day report it can be as bad as. So understand that if I go and make a change today, then it's not gonna be reflected in the soft pull that American Express is gonna go and get for at least 30 to 60 days. Keep that in mind. Okay, next, see, we just covered all that. Look at that. Lowest credit score that we have seen accepted is a 640. Across business and personal cards, you can get a total of 14 cards. What that means is 4 credit cards and 10 charge cards. This is somewhere between 4 to 5 on the personal side, and the rest would be business, right? Or considered business. That's sole proprietor, that's actually entity credit, that's everything that's considered or classified as business, right? So you can get a total of 14 cards. And what's wild is that recently, I've actually seen somebody with $100,000 limits on charge and credit cards. So I didn't really know what the cap was. We still really don't know. I don't think there is a cap on American Express credit cards. Obviously, we got the American Express Black Card, and that's really like their top tier card. But outside of that, I've never seen a $100,000 limit before, so that was pretty interesting to see. Next, 1 in 5 rule, meaning you can't be approved for more than 1 card every 5 days unless it's 1 credit card and 1 charge card. So the 1 in 5 rule and a 2 in 90 apply to credit cards only. It doesn't seem to affect charge cards. Again, all of these are not set in stone. They might change in the future, but we have people consistently every single week getting multiple cards because they're going with a charge and they're going with a credit card. So when we do that, it seems to surpass this 1 in 5 and 2 in 90. Next, 2 in 90 restricts customers from getting no more than 2 new cards in 90 days, which builds on the 1 in 5 rule. Okay, 61 in 6 rule. You can request a credit limit increase or CLI at 61 days of a brand new account or 6 months after your last credit limit increase. Next, co-branded cards like the Delta card are still considered to be the easiest way to get into the Amex ecosystem outside of setting up a high yield savings account or getting a business debit account through what is that? I think it's Bluebird. Outside of those steps, this is still considered the easiest step to actually get a credit product with them and get into the ecosystem. You can get duplicate cards, meaning that you can get 2 gold cards, but why bother? Because there's so many great cards and we can get 14 of them. So I would rather stretch out and get all the cards that I wanted to get before I started to try and double up with getting 2 of the same card. You can get the same card on the personal side and a business card, meaning that you can get a gold card, personal, and you can get a gold on the business side. Do not try and remove inquiries for approved accounts. Amex is one of those banks that will go very, very hard at you to close down the account if you try and dispute the inquiry that you got from an approved account. It's just not worth it. Why bother, right? Charge cards do not mean unlimited spending. Most will initially cap you at $5,000 to $10,000, and as you use the card and pay it down or pay it off completely, you'll see that workable limit will continue to get raised up and up higher and higher as you go. Amex offers targeted credit card offers and soft pull personal loan options. You'll see these inside your account when you log in and inside the application. You might even get a targeted mailing offer in the physical mail as well. Amex does not report full history of accounts for AUs or authorized users. American Express only reports negative info defaults to personal credit on all business credit behavior. If you want to get into the Amex ecosystem, as I mentioned, your 2 lowest tier or best bet options, like if you've been jailed before, blacklisted, you can't get back in, but if you've been jailed and want to get back in, then you would look at the high yield savings account products that they've got on the personal side or Bluebird on the business side, maybe even Cabbage on the business side to get in that way. Okay, almost done. Let's wrap it up. Their rewards are catered more towards travel. So if you don't travel a lot, you might struggle to hit your requirements to get your subs or sign up bonuses, right, with your spending. Understand that they have teams of people who review your purchases. Manufacturer spending, I know people still talk about this a lot. I don't know if it's worth it on big cards like this. There's other cards that I think are easier, especially on new accounts, especially especially on high level or high tier accounts, you have to kind of build a history with them, I think, to maybe get away with more. So I would just try and do that over time versus trying to rush and do that in the beginning, which is a common mistake a lot of people do. They go get a brand new credit card and then they want to pull all the cash off within the first week. That's not usually good in the bank's eyes, right? As of Q1 of 2023, we're hearing a lot of people getting limits slashed. So it seems like American Express, like many other banks, are feeling the squeeze and the pressure of this credit squeeze that they're going through. And we're seeing that limits and lines are actually being cut with American Express, which I'm not sure if I've seen that before. Okay, if you get a 4506 request from American Express, which is just permission to access your W-2 or tax records with the IRS, understand that even if it matches 100%, I have never seen a good outcome come from this, meaning there's usually always an adverse action that occurs. What that is completely varies, but like I said, even if it matches 100%, you're usually still gonna get something happen to the account. All right, let's talk about Amex Jail and wrap up from here. Don't check your spending power too often. Daily would be too much. That's one thing that can get you put into jail, which I know sounds ridiculous. Too many large purchases in a short amount of time might land you in Amex Jail. Having return payments or changing your income levels too drastically could also trigger this. Usually, when you're changing your income to a lower income, that's when you see adverse actions happen. So what I suggest is just don't report it if your income does drop, because again, I would expect that your income goes back up or that you're able to land another job or get another side hustle to get your income back up. You should believe in yourself as well and be doing that. So what I would suggest is too much income fluctuation, especially down, will get you into adverse action with any bank, but up and down will get you into too much trouble with Amex. The highest tier card that American Express has is the American Express Black Card or the Centurion Card. And there's 100,000 people or less that have that card in the world, apparently. And lastly, American Express is the only credit card company that's also a bank, that's also a payment processor, and is essentially looked at like Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, right? So it's the only one that has everything all in one, which should make them stronger in bad times, should make them more liquid and sovereign in economic hardship times like what we're going through right now. All right, that's the list. If I missed something, comment below. If you want to get the full guide, jump on over to walletmonkey.io. We'll show you that page right now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Hey, you should subscribe. 60% of you are not subscribed yet. Right there. Okay, bye.